for joining us for the 2020 APA Annual Awards Ceremony. My name is Angela Cleveland. I'm the president of the APA Massachusetts chapter and your host this afternoon, at least for this brief piece. We miss seeing you all in person for this celebration. I've been going to these for, I don't even know how many years now, 15 years or so. And it is an annual celebration, but we have planned a very special program for you today. And while COVID has impacted our ability to host this in person, we turned the challenge into an opportunity and created a program that takes our celebration to another level for sure. And it's been a pleasure to work, and thank you so much to Ken Comia and his husband Eddie Zika, who have created a professional program that will be uploaded to YouTube this afternoon, so you can share it continuously with your friends, family, and your team. So many thanks to Ken and Eddie and all of the awards committee members for your creativity, your dedication, and your thinking outside the box. You really continue to make this ceremony a true celebration and recognition of all the great work that planners around the Commonwealth are doing to create great communities for all. Enjoy this celebration.
Citizen Planner Award goes to John Souza, City of Leominster Planning Board. John Souza has 30 years of experience serving on the Leominster Planning Board, with approximately 20 years as the Planning Board Chairman. During his tenure with the board, there was significant residential, commercial, and industrial growth in the city of Leominster. John's formal education is in engineering, where he had a very successful 45-year career, acting in a capacity ranging from consulting engineer to project management. John worked diligently on the 2 revisions of Leominster's zoning regulations that were adopted during his tenure and oversight of Leominster's Planning Board. He has worked on numerous committees to further enhance the subdivision regulations, the City of Leominster land acquisitions, cluster development, and watershed protection. Some projects include New England Development's proposal and build-out of a major commercial and retail project anchored by a Walmart Supercenter and Reliant Medical Center. During his tenure as chair of the Planning Board, he oversaw the construction of Water Tower Plaza and the expansion of the Leominster campus of UMass Memorial Health Alliance Hospital, as well as many other projects. John is actively involved in the local community by heading and belonging to many civic organizations, including Rotary Club, Habitat for Humanity, Boy Scouts of America, Our Lady of the Lake Church, Sholin Farm Orchards, and many others. John is a community-based, dedicated city official who has worked tirelessly to make his community of Leominster better. He has been involved in a 30-plus year building an economic boom for Leominster, which resulted in over 100 new subdivisions representing thousands of new housing units, scores of new commercial and industrial subdivisions, and infrastructure enhancements. The elected official of the year is Mayor Cassandra Gove of the City of Amesbury. Mayor Cassandra Gove started office as the City of Amesbury's first woman mayor in January 2020. As a native of Amesbury, she committed to helping the city by focusing on 3 big issues: student-centered education, thoughtful economic development, and investment in infrastructure. And then COVID-19 struck, and Mayor Gove struck back by continuing to help her community address these issues. Throughout the pandemic, she has continued to be the chair of the school board, appointed members of the business community to the Business Economic Adjustment Team to assist in business recovery efforts, and found ways to invest in our physical and virtual infrastructure to keep the city functioning and moving forward. As the former executive director of the Amesbury Chamber of Commerce, she developed a strong understanding of the needs of Amesbury's businesses and that it involves a strong education system, maintained sidewalks and roads, supportive and knowledgeable city staff, affordable housing, 21st century technology, and protected natural resources. These are all essential to businesses and creating a sustainable community, which Mayor Gove is determined to create. Throughout the pandemic, Mayor Gove has been visible through weekly Facebook Live hours, transparent through monthly newsletters about citywide happenings, and flexible and understanding with municipal staff by allowing department heads leeway to plan for reopening. The Emerging Rising Planner Award goes to Patrick McKenna of the City of Chicopee. Patrick was nominated by the City of Chicopee's planning director, Lee Pouliot, AICP ASLA. Pat was hired as the city's assistant planner, a position that opened up as Pat was serving as a planning intern after graduating from the master's program at UMass Boston. According to Lee, Pat approaches his work with an endless amount of energy and passion for the key tenets of our profession, with a particular emphasis on equitable planning approaches. He also has the desire and willingness to adapt to situations and take on projects that are necessary to advance the department's goals and priorities, including the Chicopee Downtown Get Down, developing the department's social media platforms, and leading the steering committee for the city's first comprehensive plan. As planners, we all strive to be better at building and sustaining relationships to accomplish our goals, both personal and work-related. Pat realizes in the need to develop communication pathways between otherwise unrelated disciplines, stakeholder groups, and government entities. He strives daily to develop this foundation for his work, evident in the breadth of accomplishments realized in Chicopee the past 2 years. He also has played a key role in convening the first Planners Therapy in Western Mass as a way to engage the area's planners and students to network and discuss some of the challenges and opportunities facing the region. Pat's talents and abilities are hard to find. To have him part of the Chicopee team and the Pioneer Valley region at large, he will continue to bring to the table the many thoughtful discussions regarding planning and its policy impacts to our professional planning family here in Massachusetts. The Professional Planner Award goes to Rob May, Director of Planning and Economic Development, City of Brockton. Since 2014, as Director of Planning and Economic Development, Rob May has brought excitement, vigor, and life to the City of Brockton. In the 6 years since he took the helm, Rob has been working to bring the planning practice alive in his city. Under his direction, and in partnership with many local organizations and individuals, Brockton has become a planning success story. Rob helped to bring a pop-up beer garden and entertainment venue in a vacant lot in downtown Brockton to new development and a farmer's market. Rob and his team have put downtown Brockton back on the map. The city has completed a comprehensive master plan, a blueprint for Brockton, a citywide comprehensive plan, and multiple other planning studies, urban revitalization plans, and other studies. In Brockton, these are not plans that sit on the shelf. The city, under Rob's guidance and direction, are making moves. The Downtown Urban Revitalization Strategy, written in 2016, has spurred the development of hundreds of new units of market-rate and affordable housing in downtown Brockton, and more projects are in the pipeline, even as the world is faced with the COVID-19 pandemic. Rob works with community members, board committee members, other departments, and developers to make the projects happen. Through Rob's leadership, Brockton's plans help show that the things that Brockton residents wanted and saw for themselves were possible. He's able to turn a no into a yes by showing people what they can achieve. Rob May has been actively working to make the city's zoning support the kinds of live, work, play environments that are desirable. Downtown Brockton has been featured numerous times by the Boston Globe and other media. Most recently, 2 articles in the Boston Globe have extolled the city's and Rob's success in creating a welcoming, inclusive community that is reflective of its past, but also forward-thinking. Communication and Journalism Award goes to STONEHAM Counts. After a significant drop in 2010 census participation, the town of Stoneham recognized the importance of a robust educational campaign to help community members understand why it is so important to complete the census. Over the past 10 years, the town has faced numerous challenges as a result of being undercounted and knew it needed to do something different to get the public engaged in the process. Stoneham Counts was an intentional, multimedia, journalistic approach to encouraging residents to participate in the decennial census. The Stoneham Complete Count Committee created a branded strategy and thorough communication plan that crossed all forms of media and used storytelling to connect with the local community. It's relatable and approachable brand, STONEHAM Counts, was created to make the effort accessible and approachable and minimize barriers in its use. The committee's communication plan incorporated all multimedia types, broadcast, print, and online, as well as creating opportunities for collaboration. For example, 5th grade students held a census poster contest to advertise the census, which downtown businesses later posted in store windows. The town also capitalized on its high school rivalry with Wakefield to issue a challenge between leadership. The town was able to see the results immediately. Every census block responded at a higher percentage by May 1st, 2020 than it did at the end of the 2010 collection. Additionally, this process stressed the importance of engaging the public in a multitude of ways. This method was informative, exciting, and most of all, fun. Further, thanks to this exercise, the town was much more equipped to work with the public during COVID-19 as it gained experience and insight into why multimedia cross-engagement is critical. STONEHAM Counts created the communication roadmap for future plans and programs that the municipality will use to engage the public for years to come. Transportation and Mobility Planning Award goes to Recommendations for Improving the Efficiency of Culverts and Small Bridges. Culverts and small bridges play an integral role in the Commonwealth's transportation network, ecological health, and climate resiliency. Massachusetts has more than 25,000 culverts and small bridges in its transportation network. When functioning properly, most people are unaware of these important structures when they travel over them several times a day. Many of these structures have reached the end of their designed service life, are undersized or deficient relative to current stream flows, or have not been assessed for habitat connectivity, resilience, and/or structural integrity. MassDOT convened the Culverts and Small Bridges Working Group in consultation with Stantec to identify and evaluate the costs and benefits of existing environmental rules and regulations, engineering standards, and permitting processes for their impact on the replacement or repair of deteriorated or substandard culverts and small bridges. The working group developed a series of recommendations to address these challenges. The report, Recommendations for the Improving the Efficiency of Culverts and Small Bridges Replacement Projects, trains its focus on state-level actions that will increase the sustainability and resiliency of the Commonwealth's transportation system, while also improving ecological and environmental conditions. This report gives MassDOT, municipal leaders, and planners the tools they need to replace and improve culverts and small bridges before people are made aware of these important structures due to their failure. The Student Project Award goes to UMass Amherst, Department of Landscape Architecture and Regional Planning for their Boxborough EDC project. In the summer of 2019, the Town of Boxborough's Economic Development Committee contracted with the University of Massachusetts Amherst to produce an economic development study. The study was conducted by a team of 19 graduate students from the Department of Landscape Architecture and Regional Planning. The town of Boxborough, like many outlying suburbs throughout New England, is challenged with redefining its economic future. Urban growth trends moved industries and business to metropolitan centers, causing commercial vacancies and shifting the town's tax burden to residents. The community was divided and unsure of how to proceed. The project that resulted was described by the town of Boxborough as simply impressive, and a project that helped bring the community and all of its diverse views together around a need to make changes in a way that respects the heritage of our town. The exemplary aspects of the plan include the use of cutting-edge methods to create a factual basis for making their assessment, presenting their analysis in a clear, transparent form that could be understood, using scenario-based techniques focused on linkages, and, above all, bringing their findings to the public through formal and informal ways. Their task was greatly aided by the creation of a well-written, clearly understood document. Their outstanding civic engagement effort included a trash talk session at the transfer station, 2 economic development surveys, a business breakfast, participation in the town's Christmas fair, and 2 community-wide meetings. They even had a television show. The project was overseen by Boxborough's Economic Development Committee. The student team supported the committee in securing special town meeting approval and funding necessary to complete the second phase of the study and move the community forward to a place where they can begin to take action. The Sustainability and Resiliency Award goes to Boston Coastal Flood Resilience Design Guidelines. According to the 2016 Climate Ready Boston Report, 12,100 buildings, or over 10% of Boston's total building stock, would be exposed to coastal flooding by the year 2070. In order to protect against this, UTILA led the development of Boston's precedent-setting Coastal Flood Resilience Design Guidelines. The new design guidelines, executed in collaboration with the Boston Planning and Development Agency, are a critical step in the City of Boston's Climate Ready Boston initiative. They apply to existing and future developments, ensuring that buildings are constructed or adapted to withstand the flooding risks posed by sea level rise and storm surge. The guidelines are associated with a flood resilience zoning overlay, which covers areas with a 1% chance of coastal flooding in 2070. The project integrates extensive research into national and regional best practices, analyses of existing regulations and local built form, and input from community, municipal, and professional stakeholders. The guidelines are designed to work with several initiatives from Climate Ready Boston, including neighborhood plans, public right-of-way guidance, and future zoning. The document is currently being referenced by building owners and developers, and it will be used to administer the Coastal Flood Resilience Zoning Overlay District, which is currently being developed by the City of Boston. Climate Ready Boston lays out strategies that think holistically about building a more resilient city, from protecting residents and homes to jobs and infrastructure, said Boston Mayor Marty Walsh of this project. The Coastal Flood Resilience Design Guidelines are an important piece of this plan. They provide a tangible resource to ensure current and future developments coincide with our vision for a more resilient Boston. The Planning Project Award goes to East Hampton Downtown Strategic Plan. The City of East Hampton has supported the revitalization of its historic downtown for many years through progressive planning, community engagement, and implementation efforts. In 2018, the city voted in favor of consolidating its 3 downtown elementary schools into one new state-of-the-art school, opening up 3 parcels of city-owned property downtown. Recognizing the immense opportunities at hand and the potential challenges that could arise, the city proactively kicked off a downtown strategic plan to gather and synthesize a wide range of community input into a cohesive and innovative plan for the downtown area's economic growth, sustainability, and future needs. The Downtown Strategic Plan succeeds in developing a comprehensive understanding of the challenges and opportunities in East Hampton's downtown and establishing strategies to leverage opportunities for enhanced economic development and quality of life. This study was funded by an Executive Office of Environmental Affairs Planning Assistance grant with matching funds from the city's Zoning Incentive Fund. It was supported by a sounding board appointed by Mayor LaChapelle, a group of business owners, residents, and elected officials that oversaw this planning project and will guide the implementation of a community-driven vision for the future of the downtown area. The Social Advocacy Award goes to Blue Hills Regional Coordinating Council Assessment and Action Plan. A critical social determinant of health, our transportation system has an enormous impact on the quality of our environment, on our personal decisions, and our sense of well-being. Inequities in transportation policies and systems contribute to the health disparities between those who have options and those who do not. People with limited access to private vehicles, people with disabilities, older adults, and those who experience systemic racial and language barriers face far greater difficulties traveling between their homes and desired destinations. The Blue Hills Regional Coordinating Council was established in early 2019 to find collaboration and cooperation that is meant to be across sectors to address transportation inequities. The BHRCC, made of a wide range of stakeholders, exists to build a healthier region by addressing transportation and accessibility barriers in Braintree, Hingham, Hull, Milton, Quincy, Randolph, and Weymouth. The purpose of the BHRCC Assessment and Action Plan is to spotlight root causes of inequities in the regional transportation network and present actions that can lead to a more inclusive system and support well-being across the lifespan of each resident, relying on coalition partners for needs assessment outreach and action plan strategy identification. This backbone support, likewise, will continue to drive implementation, ensuring that the specifics identified in the plan are designed and piloted in a way to address transportation inequities and accessibility for residents, particularly those facing mobility, economic, and health challenges in their lives. Utilizing and building upon the AARP Age-Friendly Communities Framework, Community Health Needs Assessment, and Community Health Improvement Plan, this action plan aligns with a variety of local, state, and national transportation and health-related initiatives. Some of these include, but are not limited to, Quincy 400, the Randolph Community Wellness Plan, the Governor's Council to Address Aging in Massachusetts, the WHO AARP Age-Friendly Network, Hospital Community Health Assessments, and the Boston Region Metropolitan Planning Organization, MPO, coordinating plans. The Comprehensive Planning Award goes to Winchester Master Plan. The town of Winchester has a mid-sized population of 22,677 people. The 2020 Master Plan was the town's first master plan since 1953. The Winchester Master Plan is not your typical master plan. Massachusetts Master Plans per MGL Chapter 41, Section 81D require 7 statutory elements to be included. The project team included an 8th element, sustainability, to recognize Winchester's recent commitment to climate resiliency through its Climate Action Plan. Unlike traditional master plans, this plan is not organized by the statutory elements so as to better reflect the community values and priorities that emerged from the planning process and to highlight the synergies and connections between the elements. Over 18 months, more than 2,500 people helped to shape the plan, including through the Co-Urbanized Project website. 4 core themes emerged through the planning process based on the community's values and priority issues. Balancing development with preservation, ensuring sustainability, building community, connecting people to places. The Winchester Master Plan succinctly captures existing conditions within the planning document and includes a supplementary report with a detailed and comprehensive analysis under separate cover. Instead of including all of the details of the analysis in the master report, the report was designed to target the general population so that it clearly and powerfully communicates the community's vision, goals, and strategies. The plan format is unique. The document is laid out with compelling graphics based on a project branding and color theme. It's a planning document that is meant to be read and digested by non-planners. The Winchester Master Plan has a 10-year planning horizon. From year to year, many actions will be required to successfully achieve the community's vision, including funding appropriations, regulatory amendments, board and commission votes, new municipal staff positions, and numerous studies. To coordinate and oversee these varied actions, the town will create a Master Plan Implementation Committee and provide it with an annual appropriation to support a revolving fund for the implementation of the Master Plan. The plan also includes metrics to ensure that outcomes are regularly measured and evaluated, and that the plan is updated and adjusted as needed. This is a well-thought-out and well-organized plan that has broad community participation and support. It translates to everyone.
This year's Distinguished Service Award goes to Darlene Nguyen for her tremendous work as the Professional Development Officer for the APA MA chapter. The PDO position sometimes goes unrecognized, but is critical to the professional development of planners. As PDO for 2 terms, Darlene brought fresh energy and organization to the role. During her time on the board, she developed and implemented the process for awarding certification maintenance credits for our events, rebooted the AICP prep course for exam takers, revamped and actively recruited people to apply for the AICP scholarship, led several AICP prep courses at half a dozen SNEPA conferences, organized and presented workshops about AICP and the chapter, and assisted with reaccreditation for our 4 planning schools. Darlene Wynn is the planning director for the city of Beverly and lives in Wenham with her husband and 2 adorable kids. In addition to her service to the chapter, she has 18 years of professional experience in land use planning and zoning, land use, economic and real estate analysis, and environmental permitting, and has also been AICP certified since 2007. In Beverly, Darlene is responsible for supporting other service-oriented boards like the Planning Board, the Open Space and Recreation Committee, and the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Thank you, Darlene, for your commitment to the chapter and our communities.
Thank you all for joining us today. I hope that you have a happy holiday and holidays, and congratulations again to all of our winners and all to everyone who submitted a nomination for an award. There were a lot of worthy projects this year, and we do hope to celebrate those in the coming year through a variety of other ways, so stay tuned on that. But in the meantime, congratulations and thank you for joining us today. Happy holidays.